First time on the channel, we have a Topo shoe and it comes with a Peba midsole. Let's review it. Hey everyone and welcome back on the channel. My name is Alex and in today's video we have the Topo Cyclone 2. First time we have a Topo shoe on the channel, very exciting. Thanks a lot to Running Warehouse for sending this shoe. It's available already right now for $150 on runningwarehouse.com. There's a link in the description if you want to buy that shoe and help the channel. Thanks a lot for going via the link and purchasing at Running Warehouse. Let's look directly into the specs, and the weight is quite stunning on this shoe, 215 grams. It's one of the lightest shoe I have in my size US 11 EU 45. Very good job Topo, but you can feel it when you take it out of the box. It's like, it feels like nothing, it feels like air. When you put it on your feet, it feels very, very lightweight. And when running in it, you cannot feel any weight on your feet, which is very pleasant, I must say. So very good job Topo here. Midsole stack height and drop, we're looking at 28 millimeters in the heel, 23 in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop. Topo is actually writing it right here. I don't know if you can see it, Cyclone 2, 5 millimeter drop. I really like companies doing it. It helps reviewers so much. Thank you, Topo. Let's look at the upper, an engineered mono mesh, very reminiscent of the Rebel V2. If you have had that shoe, it feels really the same against my fingers here. And overall, it's like, the same feeling against the foot, which I must say is not necessarily a good thing compared to that other upper, the Rebel V2 from New Balance. It's very lightweight and you cannot feel anything on top of your feet, which is nice if you like it. I would prefer to have something, that I feel a bit more and that gives me a bit more comfort, but this is also how Topo manages to have such a low weight. So let's give them credit for that. And, the upper preferences is something personal. I would have liked to have something maybe a bit more structured and maybe a bit more, let's say, against my foot so that I have a snugger fit. The fit is good, especially heel and midfoot are, quite dialed in. The forefoot is very, very wide, as you can see here, and Topo is known for that. I struggle a bit with that, probably because of my lack of experience with those type of shoes. I prefer to have something where I can feel a bit more the toe box wrapping my forefoot. This is roomy, this is wide, and this will accommodate many feet. So good job Topo here. Not necessarily my preference, but if you like it, here you have something that definitely will work for you, even more than some Ultra shoes, to be honest, because of how light and unstructured the upper is here in the forefoot. And looking at the tongue, it's a non-gusseted tongue, and you have those funny little eyelets on top of the tongue that allow to keep the tongue in place, in position. I didn't notice much of a difference, to be honest, with it compared to other tongues, traditional tongues, but it's a nice little feature, and I think first time I see it in this form, like here on the two sides. Midsole, and things are getting quite interesting here. Peba compound, that's very modern, next generation, lightweight, low density, and also quite good for the legs, leg saving, lots of energy return. This is the compound of the future, or at least one of the compounds of the future. So good job Topo for using it here. Given it doesn't have a plate, it has a nice flex in the forefoot. And the midsole is overall, on the softer side of things, definitely very springy, very bouncy. You can feel that is Peba. Even someone who only knows a little bit about foam compounds and has tried only one Peba shoe in their life can definitely say this is Peba. And you can feel it directly even when walking with the shoe. This is a next generation foam for sure. How does it work? And this is where geometry and the lack of plate may come into play. The shoe only has a very slight heel bevel and very, very gentle, almost inexistent or milled toe spring and rocker. The ride is definitely very natural. You feel like this shoe doesn't ask you to do anything special. It's just here to help you run no matter the pace. It can go from easier paces to intervals, but it's just for me the geometry that doesn't work, and it feels really flat underfoot. I'm almost considering this shoe for faster interval sessions on the track, because then I can make use of that lower drop, lower stack heights, and different geometry with a less pronounced rocker. On the road, for a variety of workouts, this wouldn't be my first choice because of that geometry. A Peba shoe without a plate, with that special fit, is absolutely fine by me. I like it. Low to the ground is also fine by me, and we get used too much to those higher stacks, so I like to have something a bit lower to the ground. I would just have liked to have a slightly more pronounced toe spring and rocker, because this is what works for me at the moment and this is where my preference goes. I would say that in terms of stability, this shoe doesn't offer any specific feature. You have some very light sidewalls here on the side of the heel, but stability isn't the main purpose of this shoe. It's a neutral running shoe. It feels like it. It feels like a very good neutral and natural running shoe, but it doesn't feel like a very stable or stability-oriented shoe by any means. Price point $150, I think, is a very, very good price point for this shoe. Same price point as the New Balance Rebel V2, but a shoe that has a bit more character compared to the Rebel, which was a very good shoe, very appreciated. This is more special. If you're looking for a special shoe in that vibe, in the Strict Fly Rebel V2 vibe, something a bit different that will help you also strengthen some other muscles with that lower drop and different running technique that you may have with this shoe, it's a bit more special than the two others I mentioned. Grip, I haven't had any issues with the grip, but I cannot assess whether it's really good or really bad. I've used the shoe in good conditions on pavement, concrete. If I have some updates about this shoe, I will let you know. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this shoe. I think it's an interesting one in the running scene at the moment and one that was really requested by you in terms of review. So if you have questions, go in the comments, let me know, and I will try to answer as many of them as I can. Thanks a lot for watching. Enjoy your run today, enjoy your ride, and go beyond your limits. On the screen somewhere you will have the Rebel V2 review from 2021. I hope you will enjoy it if you're watching it after this video. See you guys, bye-bye.